Five guys.
Let me tell you the story from way back. Track it down and dig the jack of this big hole. Doody-da-da-da, little hole. Doody-da-da-da, four I go. Doody-da-da-da, no more. Doody-da-da-da, look at brother. Look at brother. Look at brother. He Oh, yeah. Who's the greatest band around? Makes the cats jump up and down. Who's the talking root in town? There's five guys named Bo. When they start to beat it out, everybody starts to jump and shout. Then who do the critics dream about? Five guys named Bo. They came out of nowhere. That don't mean a thing. They're ain't high. You know why? When you hear them swing, yeah. All agree. They're the tops in harmony. I'm telling you folks, you just gotta see. Five guys named Bo. That's right. Yeah, they came out of nowhere. That don't mean a thing. They red high, you know why? When you hear them swing, yeah. All agree. They're the tops in harmony. I'm telling you folks, you just gotta see. Five guys named Bo, that's right. Five guys named Bo. Five little guys named Bo.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. I'm Ralph DeFlorio, and welcome to the Stow Coffeehouse, the new Revival Coffeehouse. And I'm here with an awesome band, as you just heard. I'm going to have a seat here and say hello to our worldwide audience as well. We've got incredible growth in our worldwide audience, I'm told. This is our first concert of the new decade, and so that's really exciting as well. These guys aren't actually all called Mo. We will ask each one of them to state your name and where you're from. Starting with
Billy Novick. I live in Lexington, Massachusetts.
Eric Kilburn, I'm from Acton.
Ted Powers from Natick.
Peter Tillotson from Sutton.
And I'm Steve Rose from Watertown, Mass.
Great. So Swing Cafe is the name of the band, and how long have you guys been playing?
Almost 20 years.
Sure.
About 18, 19 years.
Yeah. Did it start off like as a full band, or was it maybe a couple of you? How did you?
Ted and I played in a band in high school in the mid-'70s, early 70s. And
Wow.
we played rock and roll, we played Beatles, Stones, early rockabilly covers, things like that. And we didn't see each other for maybe almost 20 years after, more than 20 years after high school. And he came to my recording studio to make a demo. And I really loved what he was playing.
Yeah.
Loved the songs. And a few years later, I started playing mandolin, and I called him up and asked if he wanted a mandolin player to, hang around. And we started playing duo gigs, and then we started to think, well, maybe we could, maybe we've got something going on here. Maybe we could invite some other people to join us. And
Yeah.
we found Peter and Billy and Steve, and started playing weddings and bar mitzvahs and funerals and 90th birthday parties, 100th birthday parties, things like that over the years. Yeah.
That's great. What would you guys say about swing music in general now? I know it seems like it has certain hotbeds, and it kind of popularity may change a little bit over time, but what do you think? Is there a big audience for this around the country, or is it certain cities that you would say certain areas are more popular than others?
Bill?
This is a Billy question. I'm sorry.
This seems about the 15th swing era revival I've lived through, and none of them have made any musicians any money that I know. But there are pockets. New York's got a bit more like a trad, 1920s and 30s scene. New York is very big with that. They've got a couple of clubs kind of dedicated to that. LA has a scene like that. San Diego, of all places, has a scene like that too. So it's sort of where certain musicians of that style congregate. Mostly it's around, there might be one or two places to play that sort of seals the deal for them.
Yeah. Well, it's good that you have the audience. I think it's such a fun and happy, upbeat music. I mean, in these times especially, it's such a, at least this is my experience with it, it's just such a great counterpoint to everything that's going on. You're going to come and have a great night of music, and people are going to be happy when they leave, and that must make you feel good to have that kind of connection with the audience, where there's something that's like, you're bringing good into the world, really, is what it comes down to, right?
Yeah, I think so. We try. We try.
And is it Eric had mentioned that sometimes you'll play weddings and funerals and all that. Do you change your set list a lot between those kind of, like, say, the difference between a wedding and a gig like tonight's show?
Well, tonight's show is a crowd of people that are really listening, and maybe some will be dancing, we'll see.
Yeah.
At a wedding, they really want to have a good time, so we tend to play more upbeat stuff. But we also have found that at weddings, people get tired dancing too many fast tunes in a row, so we have to play some slower ballads and stuff. We try to mix it up.
Yeah.
And we play some rockabilly stuff, and we did a wedding in Montreal a few years ago where they wanted us to dress like sort of 50s gangsters and play only 50s music.
Yeah.
So we played 3 hours of just, Elvis and Jerry Lee Lewis and just whatever. We were dusting off all kinds of 3-chord songs, and we made it work.
You guys had your gangster clothing ready to go?
We
fedoras.
Yeah, we had
Fedoras.
Fedoras at Target.
yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool.
But with the funerals that we've done, they've wanted upbeat stuff. They haven't wanted dark, morbid songs, whatever. I mean, they've wanted us to play the kind of tunes that brought joy to the person who passed away, I guess, is what they're thinking. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, isn't that the tradition, say, in New Orleans, and, there'd be sort of a funeral march to start with, but then by the time you're done, everybody's kind of having this rip-roaring, happy, because you're celebrating life, really, right? And that's.
Yeah, this music does celebrate life. It doesn't foster a kind of value system that would be anything less than just people enjoying each other's company, falling in love, just dancing and moving and just enjoying what there is. Yeah.
What about, I want to ask the rhythm section. Playing this kind of music, I mean, you guys must play other music, other styles as well, but is there something special or uniquely different, not in a technical sense, but just in the feel that you bring into it?
Well, the original swing music, you were kind of chasing quarter notes. Later styles, you're kind of chasing half notes. But so it's for this style of music, it's more of a 4 on the floor kind of boom, 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 boom.
Yes.
In this style of the 30s and 40s.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dance music. That's what makes it fun too. And a lot of the stuff we do was kind of at the roots of a new thing. Like the rockabilly stuff was kind of the early rock coming out of a lot of swing and stuff that came before that. And the swing was still in there. They were just doing different things with it. So it's a lot of variety on this gig too, I think. It's all grooving, hopefully, and it makes it fun.
Yeah. And I'm a little bit of a guitar player. I try to be once in a while. I'm watching you play,
too.
and you're a real guitar player. These movable chords that you're doing, that must be a blast to do as well.
It's fun to sort of chunk out these old chords on this thing. I like that.
Yeah, what kind of guitar is that?
This is a Gibson L something. What is this? L7.
Okay.
And it's, I think it's from the 1940s, actually. I tried to do a little research on it. But it's got that great chunky kind of like old tight sound, which I love a lot.
So you're really part of the rhythm section too. I mean,
I try to be,
yeah,
yes.
and you got Eric on the middle, so it's good. And
Yeah.
Billy just has to float on top. Is that how it works?
Oh, yeah. They're my servants.
Billy floats. Billy floats.
Yeah.
Well, really, if it's all working, it does have this sort of lightness and buoyancy to it,
Yeah.
swinging, right?
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really looking forward to the show that will follow, and I just wanted to mention one other thing. With Eric, you have a new CD out, and could you just tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. I took a 29-year sabbatical from the folk scene where I was an active performer in the 80s and early 90s when my children arrived, and I wrote a few songs every year, often about the experience of growing up or the experience of raising children. And I took what I hope were the best ones and put them on a CD that starts with one of the early songs on the album is me talking to my child in my wife's belly, and ends with me being the oldest guy at the Thanksgiving table. So it's sort of a life cycle concept CD.
Yeah.
And it's been really fun to put it out there, and I've been getting all kinds of email from people and just people buying, heard about it somewhere, and people have been responding really well. I think there's some universal themes there. It isn't just my life, it's what people can identify with growing up, watching your parents age, watching your own self age, stuff that we all are dealing with on one level.
And people can buy this CD online, and the name of it is?
It's called My Own Mistakes, and it's available on Bandcamp, and it's going to be on Spotify soon if you don't want to pay for it. And it's going to be available at erickilburn.com as well.
Awesome. And I'll tell you, I've heard it, and it is really, really good. So, and Eric's going to play a couple songs from that CD during the concert, which will be coming up shortly. So, looking forward to it, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Who's the greatest band around? Makes the cats jump up and down. Who's the talking really in town? There's five guys named Coffeehouse. When they start to beat it out, everybody